For our project, we decided to focus on the social psychology of cults. So you might ask yourself, what exactly is a cult? A cult is a religious or social group with socially defined or novel beliefs and practices. Some examples can range from the Ku Klux Klan, the Marine Corps, Nazis, or even the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Anyway, there are a ton of different cults out there, but in essence fall into two categories: destructive and non-destructive. So there are four different types of cults: religious cults, psychological cults, commercial cults, and last but not least, political cults. So what they all have in common is one major characteristic, and that's brainwashing. These destructive cults often brainwash in order to forge a new identity in the individual. These people obey and follow orders more obediently and without a second thought, which is similar in the army, where they break you down to build you back up. Moving on, cults also rely on the power of de-individuation. De-individuation can explain why law-abiding citizens can transform into violent and reckless crowds. A primary example of de-individuation were the riots in 2010 after the LA Lakers won their NBA championship. This is actual footage of how one student got caught in that riot. This also shows how powerful de-individuation can affect someone.
Hey, I see you're watching Kobe's last game.
Oh yeah, man, definitely for sure. I'm so excited it's his last game.
There's some rides going on outside to celebrate it. You want to join?
It's a little past my curfew. I don't know if I'm the type to do that.
Hey, don't worry, man. We're all in a group. No one's gonna get caught.
All right, let's go.
A few moments later.
For some fans outside the Staples Center, the celebration turned ugly. Fights broke out. Cabs and other cars trying to leave were blocked and rocked. And riot police took on rowdy fans throwing rocks and bottles.
So from that riot, we can point out their mob mentality, which basically explains why people adopt behaviors, follow trends, etc. Moving on, cults also employ group polarization, which is basically the tendency to strengthen their opinions when around similar-minded people. Group discussion usually leads to better outcomes, but that's only if competing views are stated and exchanged. In group polarization, it's a biased discussion from the start, so you can only imagine what they can conclude. Here's an example of group polarization in effect.
Hey man, those like these guided readings?
Yeah, I hate these.
I hate them too.
After talking to you, I hate guided readings even more.
Did we just become best friends?
So from that example, group polarization was basically shown when the two students who individually disliked guided readings emphasized on hating it after discussing with one another. Cults come in all shapes and sizes. To see how deadly one can actually be, we look to one in particular, the People's Temple. In 1978, more than 900 members of this cult died in a mass suicide under the command of Jim Jones. He promised his followers that he would establish a utopian society for them when they moved to the Guyanese jungles of Guyana in South America. A U.S. representative by the name of Leo Ryan came in to look into allegations of abuse. On November 18, 1978, Leo Ryan was murdered. And on that same day was when Jones ordered his followers to drink poison-laced punch. Drinking the Kool-Aid, basically meaning peer pressure, is a figure of speech that derived from that event. So as you can see from that example, a cult can give a defining role in an individual. It gives them a sense of purpose. When one leaves from a cult, they have to find their sense of self and how to live life again. They struggle to think critical for themselves and to be fully independent.